Let's talk about dry and wet exhaust systems. The normal safety precautions will apply here. Your normal PPE as well. You might want to use your gloves when you're inspecting these systems. When we inspect the exhaust system, we're looking for everything being intact and in good shape. Here we see the turbo for one bank of cylinders and another turbo for the other bank of cylinders. The exhausts come out, spin both turbos, and then go up together for one exhaust header. As you can see, we have heat lagging. It's wire tied together. We see a little small evidence of some exhaust leaks, but this isn't much at all. Anything to be worried about. This is the hottest portion of the exhaust system right here at the engine. So this is going to be the weakest point for all of your crevices and cracks in your insulation. Again, this is in good shape. As you can see, it gets lagged, and then the exhaust system transitions over to here. This insulation shielding is wrapped around the insulation that's inside. So inside this shielding, the exhaust is shielded from heat. Okay, so above you there, you can see how the port and the starboard engine exhaust come together in 90 and head this way. Again, the insulation is intact and everything looks good. Again, the shielded insulation transitions back to the blankets where there are connection points. Then we see that the port and starboard exhausts go together and go through this machinery trunk towards the forward machinery space where the generators are located. Everything looks to be in good shape. There's no trash materials. They're not using it for storage. Now we're in the generator machinery space, and as you can see, the generator's exhausts here and here come up to these large mufflers, and then they come together here, accompanied with the exhaust pipes coming from the main engines through the duct we showed. We have all 4 exhaust pipes properly lagged and insulated. They penetrate that bulkhead and then they will turn up and all go out the stack. Okay, another kind of exhaust system you may encounter would be the wet type exhaust system. We don't have one here today. You usually see those on your smaller T-boat type vessels, sometimes when they have water-cooled engines, and they spray water in the exhaust to keep the exhaust cooled. And even occasionally you may see some fiberglass reinforced plastic exhaust piping, and that especially is vital to keep cool with a wet exhaust system. If you encounter a wet exhaust system, make sure that you light those engines off and see the flow of water in the exhaust system, and inspect them thoroughly with your vessel representative. Some tips and hints to look for when you're inspecting the exhaust piping system. Occasionally you'll see an exhaust pipe system that pipes straight overboard through the side of the hull, usually from the machinery space. When this happens, the exhaust pipe where it is connected to the hull can create a hard spot, and a lot of time due to vibration, that's where some fatigue fracturing can occur. The same holds true like for long runs of exhaust piping that we have here on this ship, where it penetrates bulkheads or decks, so to speak. Again, those penetrations can create hard spots that you want to inspect for evidence of heat escaping and or exhaust leaks. I would like to stress one more time how important it is to inspect the exhaust piping system for evidence of heat escaping or insulation or lagging failures, as well as cracks that could be evidenced by exhaust leaks. There are many instances of marine casualties, mostly fires, that have occurred because of exhaust systems that were poorly insulated or had hot spots on them. If you combine the poor condition of an exhaust system with a ship getting older and the crew more or less storing more and more combustible items closer to the exhaust system, it can lead to bad things happening that may lead to fire. So keep an eye out for those things. Okay, in summary of wet and dry exhaust systems, we talked about the safety hazards involved. We spoke of evaluating and examining the overall condition of the exhaust piping. We spoke about looking at the insulation and the lagging to make sure it is intact and in good shape. We talked about evaluating the overall workmanship of the installation. We spoke of how important it was for the exhaust piping systems through bulkheads and through hull connection points, because they can become hard spots. So if you have any more questions about exhaust piping, please contact the verifying officer at your local unit.